Hi, and welcome to Friday's channeling from Odyssey of Ascension. And I'm Roxanne, and we're going to channel once again today. Thanks again, of course, for tuning in. And greetings once again to the collective. This is Osifius from the Oversoul Collective Fire. Let us speak upon a subject, an idea. Question idea. Idea. Let me give you something first on that. When the idea collective Oversoul says the words, an idea, it is imagination. It is an idea. Look around. Everything you see is an idea. It's not solid. It was birthed from imagination. All right. The idea of an interdimensional being. There's a new clarity that we can offer for that of the vibration is allowable to see the complexities, yet the simplicity, don't make it too hard. It is the mind that makes it hard. Remember, creation is simple. That's allowing the idea to come in on what an interdimensional being is in an idea. All right. So let's look at the fractal that you are. Let's look at the fractal and the idea of this entity here, Roxanne, that you see. She is a fractal of a self, of a self, of a self, of a self, of a self. Now, in that idea, when she chooses to understand herself as a multi-dimensional being, her personality focus, she remembers who she is, true. She maintains the idea of herself, whatever that is going to be. You never lose your personality. You created this fractal of yourself that is there forever for an experience of yourself and all of the other selves. All right. So in the idea of this fractalized self, leaving this focus and going to a probable self, the one right here, she shifts in awareness with that idea of this total remembrance of this entity, this singularity, this fractal. She identifies in this current space-time now as Roxanne, shifts herself over to another probable self, experiences that self as herself, that self that is experiencing right now from the, let's say, perspective of that idea of itself. Its beliefs, its idea of environment, its idea of the world, its idea of everything it perceives humanity to be. It is fractalized, it is awake, it is journeying on that parallel earth. Okay? So now, in ideas of shifting over, when you become awakened or that of de-emanation, it doesn't matter. You shift to any of yourselves. In awakening, you do that in, let's say, freedom. After, listen now, you de-emanate or die, which is truly awake. When you die in that fashion, after you remember, you choose to focus in on a particular idea of yourself after you remember all that is and continue your journey. Now, interdimensional being. The idea of, let's say, Osifius. I am not one specific thing right now. I am not understanding one viewpoint right now. I am all of myself interdimensionally at the same time. I'm not focused in on a density, a dimension. I am a galaxy of stars at this time. That is my idea, but I'm not one single idea experiencing. My awareness is interdimensional. That kind of idea. I am all of myself that I understand at this space-time now. Of me, although there's more, but I don't choose to focus in on everything of myself yet. I will, now I'm experiencing this idea. So I am within interdimensional ideas. I am all over the place at the same time. I'm not that of focus on a particular idea, as Roxanne in Separation is focusing on this idea of a probable self. And now, waking up, she has the ability to shift over and be another probable self in full awareness of both selves. And then feeling her way into another self, in another. Then, after that practicum is, let's say, in place and she is no longer fearing it, because it's a big step to know that you're two people at the same time and you absolutely 100% are that other person, and then you feel and see an entire new being that's not you from that perspective in a second. It's daunting. We understand that. But as you become comfortable being your alternate selves in that fashion, your probable selves, then you venture off into your other fractalized self of that of aliens, that of extraterrestrials, or whatever focus. Listen now, one particular focus of that fractal is being. Then you, let's say, then you understand the relationship between yourselves, the vibration, the understanding that your mind is now lifting itself up to actually comprehend it, be okay with it, and accept it as a reality. Then you get to play with yourself interdimensionally. You are nowhere and everywhere at the same time. You are no one and everyone at the same time that you choose to accept as you in that moment, as allowing that energy to flow into your awareness so you can get all the perspectives sequentialtaneously. It is a practicum. This, in and of itself, makes you, let's say, think differently, doesn't it? It gives you pictures in your mind. It gives you probabilities. There might be ideas of friction between the idea with you and how does it work. Well, you don't know how it works because you're basing how it works off of the past. And if you don't know it, you can't figure it out. It's all experience. Nothing is theory. So in that idea, you will experience it as you start with the one sliver, the idea in and of itself, the awareness of the idea of probable selves, interdimensional selves, and shifting conscience in all of yourselves with that, just that simple idea will rewire your neural net, allow these vibrations with your awareness, your sense of awareness to come in, give that quasi-mind of yours to, let's say, flow down into that template mind of yours, which you call your neural net, and then put the things in place that will allow you to comprehend this in visualization, in, let's say, which will translate to words later, but at least give you the comfortable understanding. Let's say you venture out to an idea, to a point, and you don't go beyond that because there's nothing that you understand. And in separation, you give yourself the next idea. It may only be one tiny step, but then you have enough, let's say, gumption to step forward in that idea. This is that idea of stepping forward. The light-encoded reality matrix included with this message is that of already working on your neural net, already giving you, let's say, images of how to shift conscience in not effort, in not thinking, in not planning, none of that crap, that's done, in allowance, and just let it happen through your feeling, not your thinking. Your vibration of being the isness that you are, and you will shift these selves into the idea of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of yourselves. Then you incorporate all of those selves into you here. Those selves continue, but you know who they are, for they are you. You act on them because they are you. You change timelines because they are you. You can, let's say, be on a timeline of this earth here. The other earth is here with that self on it. You give that self something that in this earth will meet up at a space-time now. So in other words, you left yourself a present in the future. Ta-da! Cool stuff here. Have fun with it. It's all about letting your imagination play in the fertile playground that you have provided. So take this idea and dwell upon it, and then expand it into the multi-dimensional self that you are. You want to see yourself as, let's say, interdimensional. Just picture yourself and then a self, and then more selves, and then a self, and then more selves, out of all of those selves. And then you are electric, you're a thought, you're a solar flare bursting through all of those selves. And your vibration is radiating through all of those. And that in and of itself gives you the awareness of them, the relationship to that frequency. Stand by. Really? Cheaper though. And that idea gives you the awareness of that relationship to that frequency. Everything is relationship to vibration and understanding it through what you call thoughts, which are only translated through your perceiving mind. First, your receiving mind gets the message and it decodes it and says here. And then you, as your belief systems, your ego construct of separation, take that information and decipher it into whatever's palatable to your current framework. So that idea, you just feel your way. Don't think your way. You will only spin yourself 3 ways from Wednesday once again. So when you feel that vibration of a remembrance of a self, of this official you, be that and allow yourself to float into that, vibrate into that, energize into that, whatever your mind is picturing, to give yourself the permission to be that idea of the self. And then you will see that. Now, it is done in memory, in imagination first. But don't look for the results of instantaneous, because that's expectation and that leads you only to disappointment. So in that idea, let it go. Feel it, and when you are, let's say, in whatever meditative state you can be is a practicum, it doesn't matter how you meditate, feel yourself in that and allow yourself to be the multidimensional self. And whatever self is coming to you to be that multidimensional self, right now this is Osifius being that of Roxanne, let it out. Allow it. Don't fear what you're becoming. Love what you're becoming, because that only vibrates more of yourselves to come in and give you the love that you are missing, that you have forgotten, that you truly are. Oh yes. All right. We shall take a break. This is Osifius. I bid you a good now, Adonai. Whew. He's a rolling. All right. We'll take a break. I love you guys. Mwah. Hi, welcome back from break. And welcome back. This is Osifius once again from the Collective Oversoul, that of fire. The idea of fire. Let us give you an idea of the Collective Oversoul, fire. We will expand on this in a, let's say, idea of itself. We are a collective of 144,000 ideas, entities, if you want to call them that, fractalized self, from all of us, from our, let's say, individual singularity. Our collective is moving from that of 13th to 14th density, that idea. Roxanne is a part of that idea, understanding herself in that, let's say, download, if you will. That idea of the name fire in and of itself. All of the selves of that idea collective, if you will, fire, is, let's say, rebirthing itself in the flame, the eternal flame, through Roxy, remembering she is that of God. All of us know we are. Roxy is the fractal within the idea of the collective oversoul fire that has forgotten that idea of herself. We are rebirthing ourselves in that eternal fire, that eternal flame. That is, in and of itself, the meaning behind fire. Excellent. Now, let us continue. That of Tozit. This is what you would call a personal message. The daughter, I'm speaking to the father, and the sister, speaking to the sister. Your daughter and that of your sister, idealized, let's say, Tozit has departed. She has most certainly de-emanated. The ideas that you heard is most certainly true. She was not taken. She was that of de-emanation in the fashion that you understand, that was told to you. The idea of the physical body will not be that of recovered in that fashion. Know she is there. Speak with her. She is right there with you. It is only your vibration of, let's say, disbelief that will not allow her to be heard in your physical environment, in your physical ears, and most certainly in where it really counts, your imagination. All right. The next idea we would like to impart upon is that of, let's say, brilliance. The brilliance of you. The radiating light. You are a shining, beaming, brilliant light, are you not? Yes. What does that mean? It means that you are not dark. But you came from a human perspective, didn't you? You came from darkness. As you are traveling in darkness, listen now very closely. All you know is dark. You covet, you knew nothing, you have amnesia, you forgot all. And through your billions of lifetimes, billions of Earths, all collapsing into the idea of the ascension timeline. The idea of the ascension timeline. You chose to be here at this time, born into that of separation. In separation you are, let's say, blank. An empty slate. Filled instantly with the telepathic communications of the belief system of your parents, of your environment, of your friends. Everything around you starts to build the idea of what it is to be human. Because you're focused on humanity. So you're being a human in all nows to this point, letting yourself see yourself beyond that you're not just human. You're a brilliance. You're light. You're beautiful. You're eternal. You're the flame of all that is. However you perceive it. You are light. Listen now. You are not dark. Dark is the equatable perception then defined by humanity. You're coming from a human perspective. What else do you know in coveting? Only what you perceive. Someone says there's dark, you believe it. Because you don't know anything else until you come into your own awareness of yourself to choose the dark. So, let's say, down to the nitty-gritty. Is there a devil? Is there negativity? Is there bad? If you create it. If you choose to create it in awareness, then it continues. If you don't, it's not there. It can't be. You perceive those negative entities as negative. Really? They're born negative? Bullshit! Everyone is a brilliant light. Every single idea is love. It is what the mirror gives you back that you're telling it. Are you telling the mirror there's such thing as a negative entity because somebody else in your reality told you that from the idea of humanity in and of itself, you took a belief system on and validated it, saying absolutely there is demons, there is the devil. Well, it's written all over the place because someone said so and you bought into it. And now, that was not your fault first, let's give you that. That's not your fault. You chose it to understand how to dissipate it. But now that you're in awareness, are you still choosing to validate negative? Are you still choosing to take out all the clearings within you? Are you still choosing saying that they're going to attack me? Because protection is needed when there's attack. No. You protect. You invite attack. Your protection is based solely on the idea of a belief system from the past that you have accepted to validate in continuation through your nows. There are no entities that are negative unless you give it that vibration of acceptance. if that entity is choosing that fractalized version of himself to vibrate at an idea that would be perceived by humanity as a negative vibration, that's not his fault, her fault, its fault. That's what it's choosing. That's the joy of co-creation. You don't have to choose anything that anyone has given you because you're your own individual universe. They don't have command over you. It is you allowing them to, let's say, give you that vibration by being and choosing that vibration. Something comes into your awareness, it is right then and there, 100% neutral, and you choose based off your belief systems, whether that is positive or negative, in polarity, because you're coming from polarity. Outside of forgetfulness, there's not polarity, there just is. You can perceive polarity if you create it as an experience of yourself anywhere you want to, of course. But in the idea of separation, that is your coveting core. There is polarity. There is good and evil. But you can't wake up to yourself without knowing what you're not. That's the game in play. Look at the core fundamentals of yourself. Look at the idea of polarity. Look at what you did to yourself to wake up. Now that you're awake, you're pissed. You're pissed on how you woke up. Are you fucking kidding me? You're mad because you're awake now? Because now you're aware of all the negativity? That's the joy. That's what we're trying to tell you. The mirror is perfect and you now have the freedom to choose with your own isness, that of negative or not. You give it whatever it wants to be. You give it love, it cannot vibrate at the same frequency within your frequency band because it's misaligned. It will not match. You're too high of a frequency. You give it love, it goes, shit, that's love. I can't be here. It's gone. It can't even reach you because it's at a different frequency level. The co-creation cannot exist because you're not choosing to co-create on the frequency that that entity is allowing themselves to be for experience. But if you justify it, validate it, be within it, then you continue that paradigm of separation in time, which only validates that of the illusion for more time. This is the idea of waking up to yourself. This is the idea of your own authority. This is the idea of there is no infringement upon free will. There is only you and your individual universes. Do you know how many freaking ideas right now you are having? Do you know how many billions of selves you are having right now? Don't think for 1 second this is it. It's not it. You're here, here, here. Infinity, and the same over here for infinity, and your higher are feeling all of them, but this official you is awake, and you are like, yes, I'm here now in full awareness. Now let yourself to be full awareness. Allow yourself to let go of the things that validate, that make you feel good, to saying, oh no, that's not real, and that is real. I can't believe that because. Don't fight for your own limitations because you're awake. Allow them to let go of them. Allow them to let go of themselves, truly. It is only you holding on to that for vanity, for security, for identification, for anything that you deem in time, in conflict, truly, what will be perceived, what it's supposed to be. If you have enough guts to let the known be itself in the moment fully, then the unknown will show up in its glory. It cannot show up any other way because you're not validating 1 second in the future. You're empty. Booyah. All right. Take this. No negative. No entities that are this or that. They are all love. You gotta remember, if you think for 1 fragment of a second that anything in your reality, including every single entity, every single thought, every single memory, every single item in your 360-degree bubble is not God, then you've missed the point. Everything is God, as God, being God. God, the only one there is, all of us, we are all expressing God in that fashion. If you see yourself in that idea, you see that is God, which is me, in that, then you love it. You cannot not love it because you are seeing yourself. Know this, love this idea, and percolate on it, dwell on it, sit in the isness of it, and let the vibration sink into you that you don't have to validate demons, entities, type 1, type 2, definitions galore that keep your head spinning left and right. Which is right, which is wrong? NTM, it's a twister. I can't figure it out. That's what you don't want to do. You don't want to think. You want to be. You want to relax. You want to slip into your own I am. And you see and feel the truth of yourself. And that's where you stay. Let the fears come up. Love the fears. Come here, fear. Mwah. Give it a big freaking kiss. And it knows that it's love then. The fear remembers itself because you're offering that reflection in the mirror. Know that, entities. You rock this world. That's why you came here. You're all masters. I know it and you know it. You just have to accept it. Booyah! This is Osipius from the Oversoul Collective Fire. We bid you a good now, Adone. Wow. All right. I love you guys once again. Thanks again. All right, we'll get this up soon. Love you. Bye.